Imagine me above the trees, a victim of pure imagination. It's so sweet how I rise above the sky before your eyes. Imagine me above the trees, a victim of pure imagination. It's so sweet how I rise above the sky before your eyes. I can picture me telling my little bro that it's twisting time. And searching frantic till I find my lighter just in time to pass it out so he can fire up that super sticky. So we can start the process of getting super lifted. I highly doubt that we can help me eye to eye. Right now, I'm out of reach.
Meet me in open sky.
Higher than the pants on Urkel, that's my favorite line. And OG Cushion, his do all my favorite kind. I gotta smoke daily, that's my form of therapy. Stress to kill a motherfucker, I can't let it murder me. They say we'll make you laugh, the same thing will make you cry. Which make it hard to see, and I can't see me saying bye. I love you, Mary Jane, cause she's super chillin'. But she the only bitch that let all of my niggas hit it. And I don't regret.
Man, my bad. I was supposed to cut it off before then. What up, my guys, man? Welcome to another show, man. I really feel like it's gonna be a good day, man. It's my son's birthday. Always a good day. He turns 13, man. I officially have a teenager, man. So, shout out to my son, Jordan, man. He been working hard. I know when he came with me like full time in June, he weighed like 150 pounds, man. Worked hard. He's down to like 105 now, bro. It's like he weighs like 105 pounds, man, since June, bro. Shout out to him. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to go on a diet, work out in the gym, but he did it anyway, man. Shout out to my son, man. Love my guy. That's my guy, bro. I'm trying to teach him the ropes. I'm trying to teach him how to be a man. It is the same day as Martin Luther King's birthday as well, man. Shout out to Martin Luther King as well, man. Really changed the way that the world was. You know what I'm saying? For the youngsters don't know, Martin Luther King, like literally, they paved the way for us. They paved the way for me to be right here, right now. You see what I'm saying? They paved the way for all the segregation and all that shit to be stopped, man. There was a lot of BS going on in the world, man, especially here in America. It was really tough for people that look like me. You see what I'm saying? For colored people. So shout out to Martin Luther King, man. We'll always celebrate this day. This will always be a big day. I woke up feeling good, man. Went to sleep late. Woke up early, didn't even need the alarm. Don't feel tired or nothing, man. I really feel like it's gonna be a really great day. It's some really good looks on the card as well, man. Shout out to my guys. Someone else says it's their son's 14th birthday, man. This is a really good day here. You see what I'm saying? January 15th is always a good day. We get some really great looks on the card. But I just want to say shout out to Martin Luther King, man. Rosa Parks, all of them, man. Oh, that's my guy Zayo there. Happy birthday to your son as well, man. So if y'all can in the chat, just wish my son happy birthday. You see what I'm saying? So it's a really important day for me. We're gonna have a party today. He's gonna have another party this weekend in Dallas, all that good stuff, man. I try to take care of my kids really well, even better than I take care of myself, man. So shout out to it's a really good day, man. But I'm not here to waste your time. We're not gonna get emotional, none of that. Let's try to get this cash, bro. It's a really good day today. It's about to be a good day for y'all as well. And I just want to say, appreciate y'all for coming through, checking out the show. One time for the fucking one time. Let's go. All right, let's go over to the streets of Philadelphia here, man. Sixers. Let me take this shit off the screen, man, because everybody in the chat popping off, man. Everybody in the chat, man. You see what I'm saying? Nah, he ain't ready for the strip. He ain't ready for the strip. Honestly, I don't even want my son to bet when he gets older. He says, I don't really want him to bet, to be honest with you. He knows what I do. He always asks me if I have money on the game and stuff. I don't want him to do this shit, bro. This is a tough lifestyle that I live, bro. Dark days, all days. So I'm saying, I mean, I'm at where I'm at because of this, but I want him to be 10 times better than me. I don't want him to go down the same road that I did. It was a tough path to get here. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for the happy birthday wishes. Now let's get straight to it. We in Philly here, man. Sixers getting 6 points at the house, man. They sat everybody yesterday. They sat everybody versus the Thunder. Damn near almost covered their game as well. You got a ton of guys on the injury report. They're questionable. I expect them to play today, though, man. I expect them to play. So while I'm saying it, I don't really know if I like this game. Like, I want to take Sixers. We know that the Knicks can literally be erratic. Like, this team is all over the place. It's a lot of teams you never know what you're going to get, but the Knicks for sure. I think they're one of the best teams in the East. For whatever reason, some teams just really give them a tough matchup, in my opinion, man. Now they have. Let me put the glasses on, man. Where the fuck are my glasses? Let me put the glasses on. So we need Martin Luther King. I need him to live through me today. You see what I'm saying? But they've basically owned the Sixers. They've won 3 of the last 4. These two teams played in the playoffs last year as well. Where the Sixers, the Sixers put them out of the playoff. Let me see. Now the Knicks. Let me see. So 1, 2, 3. The Knicks put them out of the playoffs last year. So you get a playoff revenge spot here for the Sixers in this particular spot. They beat them 4-2 in the playoffs last year, and they won the first matchup this year as well in Philadelphia, 111-99. I do think that the Knicks are the better team when they stack up against each other. But the Sixers, they're due to come up. They've been taking all these losses. They've lost 3 straight. They've lost 4 of the last 5. They're 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 as well. We know that Brunson is a little banged up. Like, you see how the Knicks are. They just they let the Pistons come back on them and smack them up, man. Kate Cunningham going absolutely crazy versus them. So they're coming off a game where they were laying 8 points, lost their game outright. Brunson is obviously, when you have a shoulder injury, it doesn't really matter each side, whatever side in basketball as a shooter, it's going to bother you. Karl-Anthony Towns has a thumb injury as well. If you were watching that game, somebody hacked down on his thumb, and he was in some grimacing and some pain as well. And I believe that's his right hand. Those type of things matter in basketball, man. I'm telling you, I hoops, bro. Little finger injury, shoulder, any of that shit growing, that shit matters, bro. I think I got each one of them injuries, man. I still go hoop, but it does take a toll on you. Knicks had just played 5 straight games at the house. Now they come on the road for 1 game before 2 more road games. I hadn't bet this game, but I feel like Embiid, Paul George, man. We know Maxey coming back. I don't even know why he sat out yesterday, but some telling me like they sat everybody yesterday so they can go all in on this particular game, man. I'm damn near kind of talking myself in the Sixers here plus the 6 guys. And honestly, if you like the Knicks, I would wait. I think everybody gets ruled in. Paul George, Maxey, Embiid. I think everybody is playing in this game, man. Drummond. I think this is a Super Bowl type of spot for the Sixers. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hadn't bet the game, but like I know that I lean Sixers. I know that this is a spot. I know that this is the game that they want the most. They didn't care. They looked at it like, you know what? We double-digit underdogs versus the Thunder. Let's go. And we know that Embiid's not going to play back-to-back games as well. So they say, you know what? We're going to play versus the Knicks. I got a feeling that the Sixers could really win this game outright. I think the line might close somewhere around -3 for the Knicks. So if you do like them, you could wait till everybody gets ruled in. I can almost guarantee you Maxey and Paul George play. You never know what's up with Embiid, but I think that he's going to come back and play in this one as well. I lean Sixers plus the 6, man. And it could also be a spot where if you want to take Sixers plus the 6, like on people that have cash out books, you can take the Sixers plus 6. If that line moves, you'll end up getting a profit just on taking the better line. You can just cash out before the game and beating profited. I mean, I don't know how you guys bet, but you'll be able to profit just off getting the best of the line. Or you could take the other side. So I'm saying you could take the Knicks when they get a better line and try to shoot for that fiddle middle that Fiddle always talks about. So me personally, if I'm betting this one and I'm damn near talking myself into it, especially with the playoff revenge, I think Sixers plus the 6, man, is the right side here. Obviously, you'd want everybody in there, but I think Sixers to possibly win this game outright, man. I like Philly here plus the 6. Let's go over to the streets of Toronto in this one. Raptors getting 14.5 points at the house versus the Celtics in this one, man. The Celtics have owned these guys. They've won 10 straight versus the Raptors. They've literally owned them. 7-3 against the spread as well. Guess what? They just played December 31st, and guess what the score was? 125-71, bro. Absolutely smoked. They gassed the Raptors up. I'm talking about rolled them up like a backwood, boy, and gassed them boys up. Fatty. I'm talking about where the thing can barely close. They gassed their ass up, bro. You see what I'm saying? They didn't put it out halfway. They smoked the whole thing. You got to come back with something after that. Now, the Raptors, they did bounce back after that one. I remember we was on the Nets, and they had lost 11 straight games, something like that. We took the Nets in that bounce back game. The way that I like to bet games is Raptors are done for me. I want to take the Raptors. And I don't trust the Celtics land this huge number on the road as well. It would have been really nice to have Quickly out there as well. If they had Quickly, I'd probably be taking the double digits with the Raptors here. I still lean their way. I can't get over a 54-point loss, like just the way that I'm built. I mean, and these players aren't built the same way these days. You see what I'm saying? That's why the revenge spots aren't exactly the same. Celtics, if they start to get hit threes, they can smack them up once again. But the way that I look at games, the way that I look at motivation, you see what I'm saying? Try to get into these players' heads. I could only look towards the Raptors at the house getting 14.5 points with revenge from a 54-point loss. Now, That doesn't mean they're going to get it done, but it's the only way that I can look in this game. I can only take Raptors plus a 14.5. I love the Celtics, man. I love them, but this is not the spot that I'd like to take them, in my opinion. And like I say, let me see. I believe they're coming off of I believe the Celtics are coming off they're coming off a win as well, barely. Like, look, bro, they just almost let the Pelicans beat them outright. They were laying 14.5 at the house, and when I tell you, they had to basically, they needed some fluke shit to happen for them to come back and win that game by 1 point, bro. They was about to lose outright. They was laying 11.5 points at the house versus the Kings. No De'Aaron Fox. I know that the Kings were balling, but still, you at the crib laying 11.5. Bro, you lost by 17. The Celtics are kind of coasting right now, man. They do not care about these regular season games. You look at it. They're 28-11, and they've not played many games this year that they've cared about. There's a few games that they played that they actually cared about. You see what I'm saying? They just want to make it to the playoffs healthy. They don't care about these games. I can only take the Raptors plus the 14.5 would be the only side I could look at, man. I don't trust the Celtics laying these points. Raptors plus a 14.5 or nothing for me in this one, guys. Let's go over to the street to Chicago in this one, man. Bulls laying 2 points at the house versus the Hawks in this one. Tough game for me because the Bulls are coming off of a loss versus the Pelicans last night where they basically melted in the fourth quarter. I knew that was a good spot for the Pelicans in that one, man. Pelicans outscored them 33-27 in the third quarter and outscored them 33-27 in the fourth quarter as well. So they gave up 66 points to the Pelicans in the second quarter, man. In the second half. The Bulls they're really hard to trust. I would say that the spot sets up well for them because the Hawks are coming off of a game where they had to come back versus the Suns. You see what I'm saying? And also, they had just played 6 straight road games. They come home for one game. I know that they had 4 days off, and then you go right back out on the road as well, man. So, and I believe they might still be without Jalen Johnson as well. Let me just check real quick, man. You got to check the injury report like it's the back of your hand. You see what I'm saying? Jalen Johnson, game time decision, so he's not officially ruled out. I don't really know what to do with this game. For the Bulls as well, Kobe White, questionable. Desumnu, questionable. Lonzo Ball, questionable. So you definitely need all 3 of those guys in there if I want to take the Bulls. I'm not gonna lie. Last night when I'm always thinking about these games and shit, man. I'm watching games. It's always on my mind. When I'm riding in the car, I definitely don't listen to the damn radio. I barely ever listen to music, man. I'm thinking how to get some money. And I've told y'all this before. I'm making master plans in my head. I did lean towards Bulls here. I was like, I lean Bulls here heavily, to be honest with you. You see what I'm saying? The Hawks, they're obviously, you never know what you're gonna get from them. They do have a game versus the Celtics on deck, Celtics and the Knicks as well on Martin Luther King Day. It is Martin Luther King's birthday, and I didn't look at the history for the Hawks playing on this day, but I did for the Grizzlies, and we're gonna talk about that in a little while. Damn, I didn't even make the banner for the Grizzlies. I'm tripped out, and I really like that game. You see what I'm saying? Just give me 1 second, man, because we got to get this banner up. We got to get this banner up real quick, man. We liking the Grizzlies today, but I'm sorry, guys. Y'all got to give me 1 second. Y'all just got to give me 1 second here, man. Grizzlies is right after the Mavs game. I'm sorry. Bear with me, guys. Just a hot second. You feel what I'm saying? I got to add this in here because wait till we get to this game. It's some good shit going on in that game for sure. Spurs. I don't even care about what the total is. 238. I'm sorry. This is my fault right here. I'm eating and shit before the show, but I usually cash before that. But I'm not gonna lie. This game, I'd like to lean Bulls. They're on a back-to-back. They hadn't had to travel anywhere. This is their 4th straight home game. They're coming off a couple of tough losses. They played the Kings really tough as well. Remember, Kings was balling, man. They played them tough as hell and gave the Kings everything they can handle. I think that was just a better spot for the Pelicans yesterday. They have already beaten the Hawks twice already this season. Then the Hawks won the last matchup 141-133. Slightest of lean to the Bulls. For whatever reason, I'm really liking some of these home teams today, man. But slightest of lean to the Bulls, but probably going to stay off this. So in my opinion, so let's put it like this. If Lonzo Ball, Desumnu, and Kobe White all played, and Jalen Johnson was out for the Hawks, I know that's asking for a lot. I would actually probably take the Bulls. But I know Desumnu's been out for a while. He probably comes back, going to be rusty. They still need Lonzo, and they definitely need Kobe White as well, man. So slightest of lean to the Bulls. if the Hawks did get it done, I wouldn't be surprised, and that means it's a no bet for me. Usually when I'm betting something, it's like I'd be surprised if that shit lost. You see what I'm saying? Like the Mavs. I was surprised that they got fucking smoked like that yesterday, but it happens, though. It happens. You know what I'm saying? We can't win every game, but let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans in this one, man. And if I'm not mistaken, and they hadn't announced it yet, but I feel like Zion is still on the minutes restriction. And if he's still on a minutes restriction, he shouldn't be playing back-to-backs. And if he's not playing a back-to-back, there will get fucking smoked today. I will tell you that for sure. You know what I'm saying? If Zion does not play today, the Pelicans will get absolutely smoked versus the Mavs today. And you know what? Lately, what's been happening when a team owes me money, they back it up. They come back and get my shit the next day. You see what I'm saying? We know that Kyrie came back, and this is also something to figure out. When a star player comes back, man, you either want to fade that player. He had a horrible shoot night. I think it was like 4 for 18. Cuz was horrible, man. But it makes sense. You're a little rusty. You're getting back into game action. I took the Mavs here, man. And this is with speculation that Zion is out. I know that the Pelicans have started to play a lot better basketball. I also know that they lost by 40 points earlier this year. They lost by 41 to the Mavs. I know that they're going to be pissed off from that one, but I think that the Mavs are on a whole different tier than the Pelicans, man. I mean, you're 9-32. You're not making the playoffs. I'm not saying it's time to tank, but it's like, bro, you got one of the worst records in the league. You're not even making the play-in tournament. You see what I'm saying? Zion only played 23 minutes last night. If I'm not mistaken, he shouldn't be cleared to play back-to-back. So trying to get ahead of it. If he does play, I'm not lying, I won't like the Mavs as much, and the Mavs are without Lively as well. He left yesterday's game as well, but they're coming off a 4-game homestand. The Mavs are. I know it's a back-to-back. They got to travel. They have not been playing well, man. The Mavs got to start getting shit together before Luka comes back, because before you know it, you mess around and be out of the playoff race. They're only 3-7 straight up last 10 games, only 2-8 against the spread. If you look at it, they've been playing some really tough teams, though, man. You can't be out there losing to the Blazers, but other than that, they beat the Suns. They beat they faced the Suns, beat them, lost versus the Blazers. That was on the back-to-back. That was a bad loss there. But then they lost to the Kings, they lost to the Rockets, lost to the Cavs. 3 teams that was playing really well. They lost to the Grizzlies as well at the house, man. Had a double-digit lead in that one, but just couldn't get it done the full game. They beat the Lakers, beat the Blazers, then just lost back-to-back to the Nuggets. So if you look at that, those are like some of the best teams in the league, man. Not necessarily Kings, but they were playing well. Suns, Rockets, Cavs, Grizzlies, the Nuggets back-to-back. You can't blame them too much for some of these losses. They're facing top-tier teams. Now you do get a little bit of a step down in competition. Obviously, the Pelicans have started to play a little bit better, but this is still 3rd game in 4 nights plus a back-to-back for the Pelicans here, 4th and 6 as well, and they're coming back home on a road home back-to-back off 3 straight road games. They were in Philly, Boston, Chicago, then they come back to the house. You know what I'm saying? It's not the easiest of trips. Whereas the Mavs, they're just going from Dallas to New Orleans. It's a hop, skip, and a jump, man. So I do feel like that fatigue could possibly settle in here on the Pelicans. I know that they've covered 3 straight. I know that they've covered 5 of the last 7. Mavs owe me some money from last night. It got smacked in the first quarter and in the full game. Like Smoke City. It was never a game, bro. I could tell in the first quarter, like, this is done. And I'd rather that happen, honestly, than a fucking buzzer beater or something, man. We're going to talk about that as well. Shout out to Diz and Bane. But I like Mavs here, man. I took Mavs here -2 with confidence. And I'm not going to lie, I am expecting Zion to be out. If he does happen to play a back-to-back, it is what it is. He'll still only probably play like 20 minutes in the game. And Zion's been going crazy in his little minutes that he's been playing too, man. Shout out to Zion, because Pelicans are a totally different team with him. But I think that he's still supposed to be out playing on back-to-backs, man, in my opinion, man. So that's what we'll see what happens. But I already got money on the Mavs. I'm not buying out. They owe me money, and they getting my shit back today. Mavs -2 for me in this one. Let's go over to the streets of San Antonio with this one, man. Shout out to Desmond Bane, man. Shout out to Bane. I know people that bet Rockets on the spread last game was fucking hot. Man, sometimes it's just like you give or take. Sometimes you'll be on the wrong side of it. Sometimes you'll be on the right side. Man, I'm looking at my phone. They down 5. First off, why y'all motherfuckers fouling with 2 seconds left anyway? But they down 5. Man, they pass it in. They call timeout, pass it in the vein, bro. He drains a 3. Pretty much like 0.2 seconds left, bro. I looked back at the phone, 118, 120, and I was smiling from ear to ear. You see what I'm saying? I was smiling from ear to ear. But We got Grizzlies laying 2, bro. This is important here because I went back and looked at it, man. January 15th, there since 2010, the Grizzlies are 5-1 on this 5-1 straight up on this day, on January 15th, on Martin Luther King. If you've been watching the channel, certain teams take this Martin Luther King shit serious. Now, it's not MLK Day, and that's usually what I tracked, but I'm like, you know what? This is his actual birthday. Let me look at this. I didn't look at it for the Hawks. I'm not going to lie to you, but for the Grizzlies, I did. Since 2010, 5-1 straight up on this day. And they're going to make it 6-1 today, man. I like the Grizzlies in this spot. The Spurs, they're playing well. The Spurs are playing a lot better this year, but I still don't like the spot from them. They were, you look at it, bro, they were in LA for a while because they were supposed to have a game versus the Clippers. That one got, I think they were supposed to have 2 of them versus the Lakers. But I think they were supposed to have one versus the Lakers and the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken. But I know one of them had got postponed. But they were hanging out in LA, chilling, shit. You go out there and beat the Lakers, smack the Lakers up at that, man. What did they outscore the Lakers, bro? They outscored them 37-13 in the fourth quarter, bro. Crazy. And you know what? Harrison Barnes, they were hunting Austin Reeves' ass every single time. I don't know who they're gonna hunt like that on the Grizzlies, man. Wemby's gonna have to be shooting those threes today because down low versus Edie and Triple J, it's gonna be tough. They're gonna muscle his ass. You know what I'm saying? Wemby he got to get in the weight room a little bit to be going up head to head with Tank Head and with Jackfruit Head and Triple J down there, man. So, but I need Jackfruit Head today. I need his ass, man. Grizzlies are still a top tier team in my opinion, and I'm going to take them here. It's a lot of reasons why. Obviously, they've owned the Spurs lately. They've won. They had won 9 straight, and then the last game, one of the last games of the season, the Spurs ended up beating them last year, 102-87. But even in a down year, the Grizzlies still had beat them 3 of the 4 games. Even in the year where they were playing without John Morant and all these guys, you see what I'm saying? I think that the Grizzlies get the job done here. Like I say, 5-1 on MLK's on Martin Luther King's birthday. We know that you don't bet against the Grizzlies or the Hawks on MLK Day as well. That's something for Monday. Even if you're not betting them, you don't bet against them, in my opinion. Spurs are playing better. I'll admit. They've been playing some good basketball. They still played 8 of their last 10 games on the road. They've been literally all over the place. Philly, New York, Brooklyn, Minnesota. You come home for 1 game versus the Clippers. Then you go to Denver. Then you come back home 1 game for the Nuggets. Then you go to Chicago, Milwaukee, and then you was hanging out in LA for like 4 or 5 days. Now you come back to the house with a little duplex spot as well. They face the Memphis Grizzlies again after this one, man. So this is the one where I feel like the Grizzlies gets this one, might lose the next one, and then you probably want to back them over there on Monday. I think that's how their schedule goes. Yeah. So they play this one, then they play in San Antonio again, which they probably gonna drop that one, and then they go home and play on MLK Day on Minnesota. And I kind of just spoke some out. I could see 3 games; those go 3-0. Grizzlies today, Spurs next game, Grizzlies again on Monday versus the Wolves. That's what I see, man. Grizzlies coming off a tough loss versus the Rockets. They should have won that game, bro. Rockets just like they're just inevitable, man. So Grizzlies probably coming this one a little pissed off. They just lost back-to-back to the Rockets. I think they take their frustration out going down the street to the Spurs. I'm on the Grizzlies here. Full game, -2. And like I said, that 5-1 straight up on MLK's birthday. I can't ignore that there, man. So give me Grizzlies here, -2 in this game. Let's go over to the streets of Milwaukee in this one. Bucks laying 5.5 points at the house versus the Magic. I lean Magic here. Really, I mean, you can get 6 if you like them. Bucks have been playing a lot better basketball. They have. They're 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games. They just paid us yesterday. Smoked the Kings from start to finish, bro. I mean, literally, they will have 20 points in the first quarter. Smoke City, Smack City spot there for the Bucks. Now they are on a back-to-back here. Magic obviously have a little bit of rest advantage. They've been off for 2 days. They do play a lot better at the house, but they also just lost to the Bucks in a really tight game. Same spread as well. They were getting 6 points at the house. Now they're getting 6 points on the road, which you really look at it, that means that this line should be like -9, bro. If the Bucks were just laying 6 on the road, why are they only laying 6 at the house? I think this line is kind of short for a reason, man. I think that the Magic might even have a chance to win this game outright. they do match up well with the Bucks as well. Obviously, Giannis, I know he just went for 41 points, but they're still going to make it tough on him. And if they don't, if he gets his, they make it tough on everybody else, man. So Giannis went for 41, Dame went for 29. They had 70 of the Bucks 109 points, man. See what I'm saying? So you got Ben Carroll back now. It hurts that Suggs is still out. I'm sure that the Magic are looking at it like, damn, bro, we've been getting owned by the Bucks. The Bucks are 8-2 straight up, and but the Magic actually are 6-4 against the spread versus the Bucks in their last 10 games. So they're almost teetering on a win versus the Bucks. They almost beat them the last game, didn't win, but covered the spread. I feel like the books are telling us that this is a much more, even though it's on the road, this is a much more winnable game for the Magic here. This line should be 7-8. The Bucks just laid 6 on the road. Now they're laying 6, even 5.5 at the house. It's not adding up, guys. The math ain't mathing. I think the Magic plus the 6, plus 5.5 is the right side in this game. I hadn't got there, but I really do think it is the right side here, man. I think the Magic plus the points is the right side, and they're able to keep this game close, man. So that's what I think happens in this particular game. Oh, yeah, one more thing about the Grizzlies as well. This is the best team coming off a loss in the NBA. This is the best team in the NBA coming off a loss. They're 12-2 against the spread off a loss. What? They 12-2 against the spread coming off a loss. Let me just see what's the win-loss. What's the win-loss real quick? How did I forget to mention it? Grizzlies are 11-3 straight up, coming off a loss. That's good for 6th best in the NBA. But ATS, number 1 team in the NBA coming off a loss. The Memphis Grizzlies are at 12-2 against the spread. Number 1. I just had to throw that out there. Let's go over to the streets of Denver in this one, man. My streets. I asked my son if he wanted to go to this game or if he wanted to go to this little. It's kind of like a little urban area where they got like this big slides. They got like a jump thing, like a basketball court, but you can jump and shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about, like a trampoline basketball court or whatever. He said he'd rather do that. I wanted to go to the game, but you know what I'm saying? It's his day, so it's whatever he wants. So he wanted to rather have a little party with his friends and stuff at the place. So, I mean, that's cool. You see what I'm saying? But I was going to roll up to this thing. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to roll up to this thing, bro. But Nuggets laying 1.5 at the crib. Now, at first, they were getting a couple of points. The Rockets was like a -2 favorite last night, man. I'm watching lines like it's the Matrix. Rockets were laying points. Now they're plus 1.5. And you know what? I like this a little bit more, man. I know the Nuggets been balling. They have. But one thing I can tell you, they probably didn't get to the house. They probably didn't get to their house till probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. I know they probably didn't get back to Denver until like 1. You see what I'm saying? Because the game ended like 10:15, 10:20. My time here in Dallas, you got to get dressed, shower, you got to do the little interviews, all this old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So then you got to fly back to the crib. Then everybody goes their separate ways. It's different from going to the hotel. Everybody's saying now you're going back to the crib where you kind of free. Like there's no telling what you do back at the crib. See what I'm saying? They've been gone from the house for they only had 2 back-to-back days in Dallas, but still, you've been gone from the house. You never know. I mean, shit, you might have a conversation with your wife. You never know. You see what I'm saying? So you get back at the house like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's really late. Your sleep schedule, everything's thrown off. I don't like the Nuggets. Now, the Nuggets been playing a lot better. Like, because Westbrook's been in the start lineup. They low-key been fucking balling. 8-2 straight up. 8-2 against the spread. This is one where this is like a fatigue spot, though. And the Rockets aren't going to let up on these guys. And guess what? The Nuggets had owned the Rockets for years. I know I'm looking at last 10 games. From January 1st, 2022 to February 23rd, February 28th, 2023, the Nuggets were smacking them every single time. Laying double digits, smoking them. Covering the spread, winning the game, all that. Then this shit started to flip. Then they got Udoka. Udoka like, all right, I got something for these boys. Now the Rockets have won 4 of the last 5 versus the Nuggets. You see what I'm saying? And last year they beat them in Denver, 114-106 as 9-point underdogs. Rockets, for whatever reason now, can really match up with the Nuggets. After getting smacked by them for so long, now they match up well with them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not lying. I didn't like it. I'm like, Rockets laying points in Denver. I don't agree with that. I think that the Rockets can win this game. I didn't know about laying points. Now it's their role. Now they're getting points. It's plus 1.5. Now they have the rest advantage as well. And they're hot as well. Like, you can't say like the Rockets not hot. Shit, they got a better record than the Nuggets. They've won 4 straight as well, man. So and they're damn near 4-0 against the spread. The 2 losses that they haven't covered against spread has been by a half a point. Rockets are a really great defensive team. We know that they play better at the house, but this is a fatigue spot for the Nuggets, getting in super late. It's a little back-to-back, third game in 4, fourth game in 6 nights as well. 6th game in 9 days for the Nuggets. This could be one where they kind of run out of gas. Like Murray, he went crazy yesterday. Usually when guys go crazy like that, 41, 45 points, they don't do that well the next game, man, because they expended so much energy going crazy. I think the Rockets plus 1.5 is the right side here, man, or even money line. I think that they can win this game. I know it's tough because like you're having them to go with a top tier team head to head on the road, but they have the rest advantage. They have the defense that can hang with these guys as well. And then, like you say, you know what? One thing I didn't like was that Ben Taylor is in this game. And if y'all remember, if you really locked in on the NBA, Ben Taylor was a guy that Fred VanVleet was like, man, y'all got to get this mother effer up out of here. Y'all, he has beef with Ben Taylor. So that is one thing that's kind of keeping me off the game because Fred VanVleet hates Ben Taylor. And we know that Ben Taylor's going to hate, like VanVleet hated him so much that he went into the post-game interview was like, y'all got to get this guy out. I don't care about the fine. He said, y'all got to get this guy the fuck out of here. So they're saying Embiid is out, Manel, and Embiid, no respect, bro. You get no respect from me, man. But my guy said he just hit up Rockets in the first quarter. No, and I still think that I don't like that ref was in there. And sometimes ref could really have a big print on game. Like you see that NFL, NBA, all that shit. But I still feel like Rockets plus 1.5 is the right side, man, to be perfectly honest with you guys. So that's what I would heavily lean in this one. Now, let's get to the spot of the day, man. Hornets laying 5. Versus the Jazz, guys. And people going to look at this game and they're going to say, there's no way in hell I'm laying points with the Hornets. There's no way in hell that we're laying 5. Well, guess what? I'm laying the points with the Hornets in this one, man. And I did get on this one a little bit early before they announced people out. But, I'll take some -5 with y'all just because I'm real like that. I'll put some money on the -5 just because I think that the Hornets will take them to smack C in this one. First off, they've been getting absolutely – I don't even want to mention who all out for the Jazz, but just go look at their lineup, man. And you know what? Colin Sexton is a fucking dog. And you know what? I like him because he wants to play all 82 games. Name an NBA player that has pride, that wants to play every single game of the NBA season. They don't make them like that anymore. This is the NBA in 2025, man. You tell me I can rest? All right, cool. I think from the higher ups, they're like, all right, we're sitting Sexton here. He's playing too well. Everybody that's playing well, Jazz are literally sitting there top 5 or 6 guys in this game, a clear tank spot. Now, could they accidentally win? It's obviously it's possible. Nothing is an absolute lock. I don't think that the Jazz want to win this game, man. I don't think so. That's why you saw this line flip from Hornets +1 to -5. I think that the Hornets win this game by double digits, man. Now, both teams have really been tanking, but you have the Hornets that have lost 9 of their last 10 games. These players don't want to lose forever. If LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller play in this game, that shows me that the Hornets want to win this game. Now, if one of them sit or pop on the injury report, then they saying, you know what, we're going to try and tank harder than you. But when you see Colin Sexton out for this game with no injury for rest, that means that the higher ups are telling the coach, like, hey, they're resting. They're not on a back-to-back, but they've had 2 days off. And you resting them. They're tipping their hand. They do not want to win this game. Now, there's nothing that's guaranteed, guys, but Book's just gonna have to take my money on this one if it doesn't happen. You see what I'm saying? I like the Hornets here, man. Money line, spread, parlay the money line or whatever. As long as there's no late injury report with LaMelo Ball or Brandon Miller, Hornets will go for this win because obviously they'll still have one of the worst records in the league. You still got to win a game every once in a while as well. And they've been covering spreads. They're still 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games, man. So Hornets have been playing teams close. The Jazz, they're coming off a game where they didn't even want to win versus the Nets. They didn't even want to win that one and accidentally won that one in overtime. That's when I think the top dogs was like, all right, look, y'all doing too much, bro. We resting every fucking body in this game. That's why you see Hornets laying 5. I know that the line doesn't make sense, but usually when it doesn't make sense, it's making sense. See what I'm saying? With the money, the change clanging. I like the Hornets here. It really every which type of way, to be perfect. I think the Hornets win this game from start to finish. It just got to make sure everybody's playing. But that's the case. I like halftime, full time. If you don't want to lay the points with the lay the points or take the money line with them, you can take halftime, full time. It's basically like a double result. The Hornets would have to win the first half, be up by at least 1 point, and then they got to win the full game. They can't go to overtime, none of that. They got to win in regulation by 1 or more points as well. I like that. You can get that minus 107. I really like the Hornets in this spot, man. This is the top spot of the day for me. I like we're buzzing with the Hornets, man. We're going to fucking Buzz City in this one. I just found out LaMelo Ball, he's born like 3 days after me as well, man. His birthday is August 22nd, man. So shout out to LaMelo Ball. As long as they don't sit LaMelo Ball or Brandon Miller, we got this one. This is the spot today for us, the Charlotte Hornets, land the points in Utah. Also, Jazz, one of the worst teams in the NBA at the house. They're 3-14 straight up. And let's just see. I just want to see real quick how they've been doing after a win. But I can just kind of tell they don't want to win this game, man. The top dogs don't want them to win this game. Let's just see. So after a win, how are the Jazz? Oh, let's go all the way down. So they're actually 5-4 against the spread after a win, but we need to see straight up though after a win, because this one, let me see. So after a win, let's go all the way down. Third worst in the league, 2-7 straight up after a win, man. So I like the Hornets in this one. Love the Hornets. Long as we get Brandon Miller and LaMelo, that shows me that Hornets want to win this game a little bit more. They've been losing a ton of games. This is a very winnable game. I'd be very surprised if the Hornets, they come out here and smack the Jazz up. Like, they might win this game by 20-some points, man. I could see it, bro. I could see it. So double result like that, minus 107. That means you basically parlay a Hornets first half money line with the Hornets full game money line. They have to be up by 1 at the end of the half. Got to be up by 1 at the end of the fourth quarter as well. And that double result will cash. I like -5. I like the money line, all that shit, man. We flying with the Hornets. Last game, let's go over to the streets of Minnesota in this one. Wolves land 6 at the house versus the Warriors. I think this is a Wolves spot, man. Now, obviously the Warriors, you don't know what you're gonna get from them. You don't never know when they're gonna turn back the clock. But I'm telling you, I've been reading all type of reports. They got some shit going on, man. Like, Steph is pissed. He's like, they wasting his last years of his little. I don't think he's in his prime anymore, but he got a couple more years left in him. He can still chase for a championship. They're mad that they didn't get no superstar player like Dennis Schroeder. Them getting Schroeder was the best they could do, man. I think at some point, when we get to this point in the season, this is why I start doing well. Teams know who they are by now. And I think Steph is starting to settle in on them. My team isn't that good. You see what I'm saying? And this is a double revenge spot for the Wolves as well. They've lost, so they beat them December 6th, 107-90. Then December 8th, both of these were in Golden State. Golden State beat them 114-106. Then they beat them in Minnesota on December 21st, 113-103. Now, so you get the fourth matchup here. You got Ant obviously in his bag right now. Now, the Wolves have been playing a ton of games in a ton of days. I will tell you that. Now, they're because they played every other day since like middle of December. They hadn't had 2 days off in a while, and they've been traveling every game as well. So that's why it's not an official play for me. They have not played the same game in the same arena since like literally the middle of December. At some point, this shit's going to catch up to the Wolves, but this is a very winnable game. We know that they turn up for the top tier teams. We've heard Ant say that. Versus the trash teams, it's hard to get up. But versus the big dogs, it's easy for those games with double revenge at the house. And the Warriors, like, pretty much knowing that they're just not good. It's not this season. I think that the Wolves are the spot in this particular game, man. So it's not an official play for me, but I do lean to the Wolves. If I'm betting this one, I'm betting Wolves -6, man. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to waste you guys' time, and I've already been on here 38 minutes. I have no look for Lakers Heat. I have no look for Clippers Nets whatsoever, so I'm not even going to waste your time. Those are two teams that both of those LA teams, I don't even really want to speak of them because I don't know I just don't have a good feel for them. So I'm not even going to waste your time. No looks, no leans, nothing for me on Lakers, Heat, or Clippers Nets. I always encourage you guys, man. There's plenty of free picks. There's plenty of places where you can find free picks, not just this one. You see what I'm saying? 803 people watching live right now. I obviously appreciate you for coming through. I'm always going to tell you how I feel, give it to you the real. See what I'm saying? Every single day, man. But also, there's other guys that do free pick videos where there's looking at free picks on Twitter or looking at it on YouTube or wherever the fuck. I mean, I'm not on what's that? I feel old now. Not Twitch, but TikTok, Twitch, whatever that shit, man. I think they ended TikTok, but you can find free picks anywhere, man. Also, like, I mean, it's always a snapshot, guys. You don't have to pay for picks. There's plenty of plays. I guarantee you, look for free NBA picks on YouTube, and you can find a plethora of good channels that's giving out good info. You see what I'm saying? So my guy Crispy Cappin does a show. Ski Profit does a show. Jay Briggs does a show. There's plenty of people. Just type in free NBA picks if you want some looks on those other 2 late games that I don't have you on. And you can always find free picks out there, guys. You can find people that's giving free picks, probably even better than some people selling them. That's just my sauce to y'all. And still to this day, I'll watch people's shows just to see what they liking, see if we are lining up. My guy knows the guy has a YouTube channel. He'll give out 1 pick a day. See what I'm saying? He was on the Bucks with me yesterday. So that's just my sauce to y'all, that if you can find other picks for free, good people as well, man. So Action Network app, all that, man. There's plenty of places that you can find other picks, articles, podcasts, all that. That's just my sauce to y'all, man. So let's get up out of here, calling our shot, all of that, man. All of that. You can go pay for some plays. That doesn't guarantee you any more than the same plays that people giving out for free. So this is what I like today, man. If I'm betting Knicks Sixers, I don't know where the line's going. I'd still lean Sixers plus the 6, even though Embiid is out. Raptors, I can only look towards Raptors plus the 14.5. This is not really the Celtics' role. They did beat them by 54 points last time. So you got a major revenge spot, motivational spot for the Raptors there, plus 14.5. Slightest leans to the Bulls. I did take the Mavs minus 2. I'm thinking Zion's going to be out. I don't know for sure. I hadn't seen it for sure, but I don't think that he's supposed to be playing back-to-backs right now on a minutes restriction, but we'll see. It is a major bounce-back spot, though, for the Mavs and Elwin. I am on the Grizzlies, minus 2. They're 5-1 straight up since 2010 on Martin Luther King's birthday. That is January 15th, the same day as my son's birthday. Also, number 1 team in the NBA, ATS, coming off a loss, 12-2 against the spread. The Grizzlies are. I think they take some frustration out on a Texas team here after losing back-to-back versus the Rockets there. I do lean towards Magic, plus the 5.5/6. Bucks just laid 6 on the road. Now they're laying 6 at the house. The line should be at least minus 8 for the Bucks there. I think the books are kind of telling us that the Magic really have a good chance to cover the spread. Rockets plus 1.5 is the only way I could look versus the Nuggets. Nuggets been balling, but the Rockets have plenty of history for the Nuggets. For whatever reason, Doka coaches these guys up really well versus them. They do have the rest advantage as well. I lean Rockets plus 1.5. I'm all over the Hornets today, man. Plus 1. -5 with you guys. That's just me being real, taking it with y'all as well, even getting the worst of the line, man. But if you did look at these games before, the day before, like I always preach to y'all, you could have got +1 with the Rockets there. But I'll lay -5 with you guys as well. Put a little some on it. Money line, halftime, full time, -107. All of that shit. We liking the Hornets today to buzz all over that fucking arena. I think the Hornets might win the game, like literally going away, man. Smack City spot. Just hope and pray they don't try and tank their damn self. But I think that with new coach, you got to win the games that are winnable. It's a very winnable game for the Hornets. We land the points with the Hornets and take them halftime, full time. I wouldn't be surprised they went out there and cashed a trifecta spot. And then I also lean towards Wolves -6, double revenge spot. Wolves are starting the ball. They've been playing a ton of games in a ton of days, but the Warriors, the writing's on the wall. They're not a good team this year. Steph is very frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. Steph, Draymond, everybody. I'd lean toward Wolves -6 in that one, man. That's the show. If y'all can, if you hadn't done it, man, type happy birthday to my son Jordan, man, in the chat. If y'all can, one time in the chat. If you're coming back watching the show, in the comments, man, type happy birthday, Jordan. It's his 13th birthday. It's a major milestone. Shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King as well, man. All of that stuff, man. So my son's officially a teenager. I'm starting to feel old, man. So shout out to my son, man. As soon as he got out of school, we're going to go have a big party. We're going to party it up. I'm about to go dunk on somebody at the trampoline court, man. But it's all that. Shout out to y'all, man, for all the positive vibes. Let's get this cash today. Really feel like it's going to be a good day. Let's take the bookies to Smack City one time for the one time. Shout out to my son, Jordan, man. That's all love. You got to be 10 times better than me, my guys. We out. I hope y'all have a great day, great week, and let's get this cash, baby. We out. Let's go. Hit the like button.